Hello everyone and welcome to the 5th Stoke-on-Trent City Archives is Moving vlog and the final in our store tours series. So we've actually come full circle, we're back down on the basement floor for this last walk round. In fact, our first vlog in basement stores B and C took place just beyond these shelves and this wall, so just kind of in the next room along effectively. So yeah, we're not far from where this store tour series started really. So just a quick recap on those previous instalments. After walking you around those basement stores, we travelled up to floor 3. We showed you store E, which was the original archive store. And then we took a quick detour to see the reading room and then got back to the store tours with a circuit of the balcony area also on floor 3. So now we're here in what's known as the Solon Room store. It's actually named after the first permanent collection that's housed here, the Solon Library. You're looking at part of it now, we are standing amongst it. So the Solon Library was the personal reference library of Mark Louis, or sometimes known as Louis Mark Solon. He worked for Minton in the 19th century and he really became known for his mastery of the pat-to-pat technique. So pat-to-pat means paste on paste. And it's about building up layers of clay, liquid clay, to create a decoration. It's incredibly time consuming, incredibly delicate work, and he really mastered that and was well known for it. Anyway, back to the store in hand. So what's different about this secure store is that it's designed to accommodate both library and archive collections. You can see it's a very recent store, so we've got this new roller racking here, which we'll just roll through in a moment. And so, yeah, Solon Library is a really good example of that because it's shelved as what's called octavo, quarto and oversized volumes. So we'll go through and explain those in a second. And we've also got the index cards for this collection right next to them as well, and even a photograph of Mark Louis himself because we thought that was quite a nice thing to have. So yeah, on this first row, these are the octavo volumes. Octavo just kind of means small volumes. So these are the smaller volumes in the collection. You can see there are a lot of them. So as I say, yeah, this was the personal reference library of it. So it's all the items that were held by Mark Louis Solon when he resided in the villas in Stoke-on-Trent. So it's kind of, the villas was an area where a lot of the French artists who came over after the Franco-Prussian War, they kind of grouped together in the villas in Stoke-on-Trent and worked for Minton and other companies. So if we just go a little bit further along here, you can see more Solon Library here. And if we open these racking up, you'll see these are the quarto volumes here. So obviously, as you can see, a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's just open that up a little bit more and see if we can go down and have a look at some of the volumes in detail. So as you can imagine, there, as a Frenchman, there's a lot of French volumes and material in here. Yeah, there's all sorts of books from there you go, Longton Hall porcelain, Spode Copeland photographs. We've got, what else have we got? As I say, yeah, Objet d'art, so again, French books. We've got looks like German books there as well. The antiques works of art from Benin. We've got the 3 volumes here. I'm not sure if they're the same, but from the Paris exposition in 1900. We've got books about Islamic pottery. So all this would have been used as references, inspiration for designs and for things that Mark Louis Solon was working on and looking to create. So if we scoot along to, I think it's this next bay here. I don't think the lighting is great in this one, but this just gives you an idea of the oversize as well. So yeah, the oversize. So sorry, so the previous one was the quarto. As you can see, the next size up, so quarto just meaning large, and then oversize sort of speaks for itself here. Obviously we have some very, very large items on the shelves here. So after that, let's have a look at this one. Yeah. So here we've got some various pamphlet collections. So we've got the subject news cuttings here, and a little bit further down we've got the district news cuttings, that kind of thing. And actually just here, these boxes here, we talked about these vicariously in the video for Store E. So these are the boxes that contain the pamphlet collection that was in Store E, in the red folders that we talked about, that were being moved, that were being brought together by our volunteers, repackaged, and these have been now brought down into this store. It's a great way to sort of have them laid out and see how much space they're going to take up, and we'll talk about that in a little moment. So if I back up here without falling over, there we go. So a little bit further along, we have another important library, the Milton Library. We'll open these racks up. So this is very similar in some respects to the Solon Library. Obviously, whereas Solon was a personal reference library, this is a company reference library, but it does sort of the similar kind of thing. So it was used by the artists at Minton for reference and inspiration and that kind of thing. We even have, just to loop that back all the way around, an ML Solon volume included in there. So again, as you can see, this is actually in the process of being sorted. The shelves are, we're just sort of seeing how best to group these together, to shelve them, and seeing how much room they take up on the shelves. So yeah, it might be a relatively small space, but obviously there are two very important libraries here, Solon and Minton. And this more modern racking's also helping us, as in this case here, and obviously with the pamphlets, to help us map out the extents of things like the local studies collection. So when we talked about the balcony and reorganising and working on the pamphlets and other parts of the local studies collection, a lot of it finds its way down here, and the reason for that is they're being organised, they're brought together, and then we're reshelving them into bays like this so that we can see how much room they need in the new facility. And it's a really great visual tool to be able to do that, and obviously to very easily measure number of shelves or cubic meters, that kind of thing. So thanks for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed this and all the other store tours as much as we did showing you round, and we'll see you again soon.